Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. It's Big Boz, and I'm here in the garage. Same outfit as the update. It's because I'm filming them back to back. Now, today is all about the new KLR 650 I just got. So, we'll start from the beginning. Back in 2022, my buddies, part of the D-Bags, that's my Gambler 500 race team, we went to the auction locally here in town. The idea was, let's find a car to race in Hoopty Cross. And I brought a couple of $100 with me. I'm thinking maybe I'll pick up something cool. One of the things that was there was a string of motorcycles. Now, there was a couple of ones I looked at that I really wanted, but I knew they were going to go for way too much because auctions at tow yards are just ridiculous nowadays. Everybody's seen the auction videos. Everyone's seen storage wars. Everyone's heard about somebody making a ton of money at an auction. So people show up, they've got friends on the phone, they've got investors, they got people with a lot of money, and you see cars that used to go for $300 to $500 going for $5,000 to $6,000. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So I showed up with $500, and that was my limit. So $500 was absolute top, wouldn't spend a penny more. And they started with the motorcycles, and I saw a beautiful Suzuki Intruder chopper. Like somebody had chopped the frame, raked it out, beautiful bike. So it was a Kawasaki, something or other, but they said, it was a Kawasaki Vulcan. They said Kawasaki Vulcan 650 or 700, whatever it was. They said it doesn't start, and I had tried to start the chopper. I knew the chopper wouldn't start, so I was like, deal. I'll buy that bike, and I bid $400. Nobody else bid. Me and one other guy, and he backed out at $350, and I got it for $400. And I realized I didn't win the chopper, I won the Cafe Racer next to it. I don't like Cafe Racer bikes all that much, unless they're high powered like a CB750. What I got was a Kawasaki KZ400. Kickstart, it had some cool Cortex bags on it, and I had a couple of nice little upgrades. Somebody had put some time into it, but it was a police impound for a DUI. The story goes, the guy left it at the bar, somebody broke the ignition trying to jumpstart it, trying to steal it. And this guy went out and tried to kickstart the bike over in front of a bunch of cops. And they're like, hey, you're intoxicated. They picked him up, took him to jail. The bike sat in front of the bar. Tow company grabbed it. And then after the correct amount of time, they sold it off to me. I grabbed some wire dikes. I chopped the wiring harness at the key, twisted the wires together, kickstarted the bike. Boom, runs and rides. Needed a battery, not a big deal. I played with the bike, I rode the bike, I put it in my name, got a title, and then didn't do anything with it. Until I found a guy trading a 2015 KLR 650. It had been on for months. My deal when I'm looking for stuff on Facebook is a couple of things. How good are the photos? How good is the description? Does it have a title? In this case, it had 2 real shitty photos, 3 shitty photos. It had been on Facebook for 4 months. No one had fucking bid on it. And lastly, and most importantly, no title. Lost, quote unquote. I'm more than happy to go hunt for a title. I have ways of getting titles. They are completely legal, but I know all of the loopholes and all the back doors. I can get a title. So for me, I traded a 1977 75 Kawasaki KZ400, which the kid loves. I showed him just how to start it. I said, it's a cold son of a bitch. Choke the shit out of it, kick the shit out of it. She'll fire right up and she will blast down the road. Which he found to his amazement, that bike will haul. I got the Kawasaki, doesn't run. My new KLR 650 is 2015. Doesn't run, no title, not too big of a deal. That's actually where this part comes in. Courtesy of a friend of mine. It needs a pickup coil, which is what's in here. And I'm gonna switch the camera view in now. All right, guys, now it's time to look at the bike. So, I'll warn you guys, she's a little naked. Boom. This is a lovable 2015 KLR 650. It has a total title, as far as I know. And she's had some choice modifications done to her, like painting the entire bike, rattle canning the engine and everything flat black, which resulted in me having to take a grinder to all the grounding points so that this poor thing would still have a ground. Now, on top of that, the entire front half of the bike's missing, so all the fairings are gone. What are you gonna do? You know, it did come with a pretty snazzy headlight, at least. I don't know if I'm gonna use it with this bike, but it's a 7-inch LED. Oop, let's not drop it. You know, big one. But it is one of those kind of super cheap ones, so I don't know how long it's gonna last. It does have inbuilt turn signals. And you know, besides the radiator having some holes in it that's been patched with JB Weld, it does hold so far. Now, this is the side of the engine we'll be dealing with today. I'll have to pull a shifter lever and this entire piece off here, grab these wires, get them moved out of the way, take all this off and pull this piece here. This is where the stator magneto and the main pickup coil wire up to here. This is the stator, that's the pickup coil or trigger coil, however you want to say it. But these two pieces right into there trigger the coil, tell it to fire. That thing there does too, that's the CDI box. Now, it's not CDI, but you know, you get the idea. A couple of things have been bypassed. This is the kickstand safety switch, that guy right there. Only bypassed, I was gonna do it myself, but it was bypassed due to the guy trying to get it to run. A lot of liberties have been taken with the electronics on this bike. Not a big deal. I can fix 95% of the stuff that's been done to the bike relatively simply. For instance, I'm gonna delete the entire back end of the bike, that fender and all that stuff, and run a different style of turn signal and brake light. The headlight I might keep on it just to keep it legal, but that does lead me into the next part of what I'm gonna be doing. This bike, as it sits, I'm just gonna work on getting it running. So, to give you guys an idea, I've got 5 motorcycles. Yeah, 5 bikes. All of them need work. The rest of them run. Except for, I got 5 bikes. Okay, yeah, so of the 5 bikes, only 2 of them don't run. This KLR 650, my Trail 90. Trail 90 has a new motor, brand new piston, all that stuff ready to be put in. That's that box right there. This guy has parts on the bench, and I'm gonna show you guys that in a second. Meet you in the future. And we're back. You're on my forehead. So this is the piece we will be replacing. This is the, ooh, actually that's a good seal. This is the entire half engine of another bike. So this is actually, feels like a graphite seal. I do not have a razor blade handy, but this bike luckily had extremely few miles on it. So yeah, look at that. It's oil soaked, I'll have to clean it, but I could use this on the other KLR. Instead of reusing this, just set that right there. I've got this guy. This is a Caltric stator gasket set for a bike. What's really nice about KLR 650s, people love to poke shit at those bikes, but they're bulletproof, really. I mean, besides electrical issues, which this one has. Let me see if I can bring this up close enough. 1987, 2018. That never focused. But these bikes, for all intents and purposes, from 1987 to 2018 are the same bike in terms of, you know, equipment. The Gen 2, it's 1987 to 2007. That's Gen 1. Gen 2's 2008 to 2018. This is a Gen 2 bike, which means it uses a different style of ignition. It's not CDI. I keep calling it that, but luckily for me, I know a ton of people, and those tons of people, I put the word out. I was looking for, someone who had a parts engine, and a friend of mine was putting a Gen 2 engine, the block and head, ooh, yeah, that's nasty, the block and head into a Gen 1, which means all of this had to come off because the pickup coil and the stator are different between Gen 1 and Gen 2. The plugs are different, and they trigger the coil a different way. The Gen 1 style triggers off the positive and negative, and the coil itself isn't grounded. The Gen 2s are grounded that way. So what I'll be doing now, that's clean. Where's that stupid? Good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry a little bit more. What's up, everybody? It's me, and I'm in my house, and it is like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. So I had to cut the video short here in the editing stage. I was getting ready to be with all the footage loaded into the editing software I use. It's gonna be about 40 minutes. Speeding up the footage would have dropped it to about 25 to 30. It's still just a little bit too long. I'm not comfortable making videos that long form. Instead, I like to focus on shorter videos, easily, bite-sized. So yeah, let's talk about what we did. Today we made sure I had the right parts, which I do. We talked about the bike, going forward, what we're going to be doing with it. Again, 3 phases. Phase 1, get the bike running, which it does. Spoiler alert, it's a nice bike. Phase 2 is going to be decking it out, make it look cool. Phase 3 is going to be the heavy modifications. And wait till you see what we have in store. Now, as of this moment in editing, this is where we're going to cut the video. I'll have to do another one of these for picking up where this video is going to leave off. And I have some fun with it. But yeah, so for now, guys, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and catch us all next time.